Nestled deep in central France, the Cantal mountain range is made up of the remnants of Europe's biggest stratovolcano, formed 13 million years ago. With 44 individual pistes and 60 kilometres of slopes, it's an area that attracts lots of skiers who are all eager to explore its wide open spaces.
We have small children, so we don't want to be out skiing all day. A small place like this is just right.
I've been coming here for 5 years and it's great.
Dominique is a mountain guide. Given the choice between the busy ski slopes and more remote pockets of wilderness, he prefers total isolation.
Here you have these snowshoes which stop you from sinking into the snow.
To give his customers a real treat, he takes them high up onto the peaks.
We're almost there.
Today he's come to the top of the Plan du Cantal, which is just 2.5 million years old.
They call it a stratovolcano. It's a peak that's been made from several different eruptions that have formed one big volcano.
From up here, there are just ridges and valleys as far as the eye can see. Standing 1,855 meters tall, the Plan du Cantal is the highest peak in the region.
From here in the Cantal, you sometimes get to see the Mont Blanc in the Pyrenees, which is quite something. That gives you an idea of the 360-degree views up here.
At the end of the volcanic period, glaciers then shaped this landscape. Over the centuries, dozens of valleys have been carved out in the basaltic rock.
A lot of volcanoes which exist today that are currently active or erupting can be explained thanks to the volcanoes of the Cantal.
But what's made this region famous throughout France and further beyond is found lower down in the foothills. For half a century, Marcel has been maturing the valley's local treasure, Cantal cheese. In these cellars, over 12,000 wheels sit patiently.
Maturing a cheese means making it grow old in the best conditions. You need the right humidity, the right temperature, and the right know-how.
Both Cantal and Salaire cheese are refined here, with each wheel weighing nearly 40 kilos. The rind slowly evolves with time. It's pale and thin in the beginning and turns brown and thick after 3 months.
It's very important that the cheese is matured for the minimum period required, which is 90 days. 150 days is a good amount of time if you want all the flavors to develop.
Marcel's cheese are made by some 30 different producers. Like Jean-Pierre, who's based in the village of Vigerie, he tells us about the subtle differences between these local cheeses.
The Salaire cheese is always produced during the summer months when the cows feed on grass. So you get much more of a yellow colour than the Cantal, which is a cheese made during the winter months.
A large cheese is always cut carefully and delicately.
A wheel like this contains 400 litres of milk, so it's really very concentrated.
Right across the region, there's no escaping Cantal cheese. Every chef has their own special recipe which includes it. At Rachel's restaurant, we've come to try her version of a truffade.
The truffade has to be stringy. Once it starts to look like this, it's ready to eat. You can serve it with ham, sausage, or a good cut of Salaire steak.
After munching your way through a big serving of truffade, a brisk outing in the open air is recommended. A ride on a sleigh is one of the best ways to enjoy this frosty landscape, as these dog handlers testify.
I think it's a little Sweden. I found the same silence, the same space here in the Cantal. It's magic.
Be they lovers of skiing, lovers of nature, or lovers of life, each year over 500,000 people come to enjoy the many delights that the Cantal has to offer.